NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 2024.
This is the rundown with Rubio for Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. We're going to hit the 5 principles of the Rubio method with current events. The 5 principles are: everything happens for a reason, there are winners and losers in life, accept and embrace, working hard is not enough, and confidence is the key. So let's start with number 1. Everything happens for a reason. Kind of a weird story. An Alabama high school band director was tased and arrested after a football game for refusing to stop playing. Well, this one's pretty obvious. You got to stop playing when they want you to stop playing, or I guess in Alabama, they're going to tase you and arrest you. Supposedly, Alabama takes their football pretty seriously. If you've ever been down into the South, and especially Alabama, they're talking about football year round. Obviously, they have one of the best college football teams of all time in the Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide. Very fun environment down there in Tuscaloosa, but they obviously take their football and their band very, very seriously. I guess both band leaders were playing after the game, conducting their little groups going, and one guy just wouldn't stop. And the game was over, and they kept telling him, hey, man, you got to stop. You got to stop. Obviously, the cops got into it, literally tased him to stop, and then arrested him. So you don't want to get tased or arrested? Maybe just stop playing music when they tell you to stop playing music. That seems pretty obvious. Number 2, there are winners and losers in life. Ray Epps has been charged with 1 misdemeanor count of disorderly conduct on restricted grounds, while the Proud Boys have been sentenced to over 20 years for seditious conspiracy charges for January 6th. This is a very weird one. You've got people on the right and people on the left talking about this one all over town, because Ray Epps is one guy of this whole January 6th insurrection, so to speak. He's on film multiple times from multiple different angles saying, hey, we got to storm the Capitol. We got to go in tomorrow. Even the night before, it's like, tomorrow we got to go into the Capitol, go through the barriers. And nothing's ever really happened to him. They even did a hit on Newsweek about, oh, this guy's kind of getting a bad rap. But everyone on the right is saying, what are you talking about? Like, this is the one guy you see on video every single time pushing these borders, doing this. So if you throw your conspiracy hat on, you're a little confused, because this guy just gets this misdemeanor after X amount of time, where you have other people that weren't even there or just like kind of rattled a barrier. They're getting lots and lots of times, I think like 10 to 20 years. So there's something real fishy about this one. And I'm not sure what it is, but there's winners and losers. Losers are all the people that are in prison right now for, up to 20 years for January 6th. And the winner it seems to be Ray Epps at this point. Next one, accept and embrace. I don't know how I feel about this one. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has suspended the Senate's dress code to accommodate John Fetterman. All right, so the Senate used to have women had to wear business attire, men had to wear business attire. For men, it's obviously a suit and tie. It's not exactly the most comfortable thing. You see the way I dress literally every single day, but it's one of those where you're in a power prestigious position. That's a lot of P's, a lot of alliteration right there. And you kind of want to look sharp. I mean, you're representing your state, so it's one of those things. Hey, let's kind of just dress up, man. You're not dressing up all day long. I'm assuming you only have to be dressed up when you're in hearings and things like that in the Senate, but just do that. And John Fetterman, this guy from Pennsylvania who just recently won against Dr. Oz, the guy is known for just kind of wearing a hoodie, like a Carhartt hoodie and some shorts, and he's been rolling around the halls of Congress doing it lately. And they just switched a rule for him where he can dress whatever he wants. And I just don't think it's a good look. As much as I love casual clothing, obviously, I still think if you're in a position of power, you should represent yourself and your constituents much, much better and show, have a little class. That's just my thing. If I was, a formal businessman, I would dress up. I wouldn't really like it, but it would be something that I think I'd want to do, just to look a little sharper and be, just have some pride. That's all I got to say about that. So accept and embrace. I guess we have to accept and embrace this for right now, but I'm not standing behind it. 4th, working hard is not enough. This was graphic on Monday Night Football. Cleveland Browns versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Nick Chubb, the running back for the Browns, had a graphic knee injury. I'm talking, this is not a good one. I'm going to show it right in about 10 seconds. So if you don't want to see it, don't look. Okay, so it's coming up. Thing is, his knee, it just basically exploded. And the poor guy, I think it happened to him one time in 2015 or 2019. There's a graphic that I'll show you. And it's just not a good thing. So here comes the image. I told you it was not a good image, but that's one of those things. This guy's worked his tail off. He's one of the top running backs in the country, or was. Is he going to come back from this? I don't know, man. This is a rough one. It's the same injury that he's done both times, and both times they've been extremely brutal injuries. This guy's got a lot ahead of him. A lot of training, a lot of physical therapy. I wish him the best because this was not a good one. And we're going to round it off with confidence is the key. Shohei, I can't pronounce it, Ohtani underwent a procedure and is out for the rest of the season. Will be able to bat in 2024 and pitch in 2025. He's on the Angels. If you don't know who this guy is, he is literally the best player in the history of the game. I don't think it's a bold statement by me saying that. He's a pitcher that's phenomenal. I mean, he's one of the top 5 pitchers in the world, and he's also a batter. He just plays another position. I think it's outfield or something like that. And he's one of the top fielders and batters in the world as well. So he's a double threat. When he's not pitching, he's playing center field or left or whatever. And then he's also hits home runs left and right. This guy is an absolute freak. We are experiencing history right now every time this guy gets a bat, and not a lot of people are paying attention because he plays for the Angels and they stink. Sorry about that. But his body got overworked a little bit. So now he's not going to be able to pitch until 2025, but he'll be able to hit starting 2024, and just ended his season because he was a little bit overworked. So hopefully he has the confidence to come back and dominate. That wraps it up. If you have any questions, you can email Rubio at therubiomethod.com.